So I'm very excited because I've just taken delivery of CARV, C-A-R-V, which is a sort of digital tracker that goes inside your ski boots and has an attachment on the outside. And I thought I would, first of all, unbox it for you tonight and then take it skiing tomorrow and give you a little bit of a report on what I think of this little bit of technology. So let's see if we can get this thing out of the box for you here. So here is the little soles. So these things actually go in the bottom of the boot, and so I'll do that in a moment. And those are the straps that reach up to the top and go into the battery case, and I think that thing also contains the accelerometer. There's two of those, so I think that probably comes apart. No, I guess I just pull them out. Here we go. Okay, nice. And yeah, they're actually pretty thin. These have got the sensors in, and it says don't bend them, excessive bending will cause damage. So I'm not going to do that. So let's just put those to one side for a moment, one side even. Then I've got some sticky stuff. I don't know what that's for. I have some USB cable. I guess that's to charge the actual tracking unit. I have a little, I don't know what that's for, a little sort of attachment or lanyard. And then I have a bunch of stickers. Okay, I was not expecting all this stuff. I really don't know what it's all for. And a bunch more bits of tape. Is this to like tape them into the boots? This could be far more involved than I had originally predicted. And then I've got a little booklet, and then the little tracking device. Wow, that's okay. So it's pretty big. Look at the size of that, and that huge metal clip that will go, I guess, onto the back of the boot like this, or back here, I guess. Yeah, and we'll kind of clip on like that, and that has not just the battery, but also a bunch of accelerometers and gyroscopes, so it knows, you know, what I'm doing with each boot. And of course there's an app that comes with this on your phone, and apparently it'll give me real-time instruction through my Bluetooth headphones I have in my helmet. So I can't wait to try this out tomorrow. So that's all the pieces in the box, and this is my little getting started guide. And as these vendors are wont to do now, they've given me some stickers probably to put on my helmet to advertise the fact I'm a CARV user. And then it says welcome to the club, and a bunch of instructions, what the pieces are, 6 cable secure tapes and 6 sticky tabs. And the first thing I want to do is install the device on my mobile phone. If you don't have your ski boots with you, just skip the ski boot installation for now and start by exploring the app. So that's what I can do. And there's a video apparently that will show me what to do. So it says make sure the buckles and power strap are open. Hold the back of the shell with one hand and grab the back of the liner with the other. Yeah, okay, so this is how to take the shell out of your boot. As you can see, I've already taken the shell out of my pretty new Technica Mac boots. And so in here is where it's talking about cleaning it, I guess. We'll be sticking the CARV insights down here. So it's important the area is free from dirt. These are super new, so they've only been used, what, twice, I think. So they're pretty clean inside here. But I will make sure I give it that a good clean before we put it in. Then I attach my sticky tabs. Oh, I see. Okay, so the way this works is I get these little tabs and I get my 2 inserts here. Let's separate them. Okay. And I start putting these partly on with the red side up by the sounds of it. Let's have a look. Yeah, with the red side up. And put a bunch of these stickers, at least on the heel. Well, it sounds like just one for now. And that's going to help hold the boot in place, hold the insert in place, I guess, stop it moving forwards and backwards. So let me just finish reading the instructions. Oh, the leash, this little thing, it connects to this. Now, I'm not entirely sure why. Oh, that makes sense actually. So then you connect this into this, and then wrap your power strap on your boot through that. And I guess the whole point here is if I take a fall in heavy snow and this thing pops off, I'm gonna lose it. And so they've given me something to tether it to the boot. I don't want to do that. It wasn't inexpensive. This whole thing, the whole setup, I paid, I think, $200 US in a Black Friday sale, so I got like 30% off or something. So you don't want to be losing them willy-nilly. It's not cheap. If a tracker accidentally gets knocked off, the tracker leash will prevent it from getting lost. The best method for most ski boots is to slot the tracker's leash through the power strap of your ski boot. So that makes sense. Okay, wow. And then connect the tracker and you're good to go. So then it's all about setting up in the app. So place the inserts into the boot. Don't bend them. Don't bend them. They're being very clear about that. These things obviously like to stay, the pressure sensors, I think there's 48 in each foot or something, like to be kept nice and flat. And this stuff is like gaffer tape, basically sections of duct tape. And that's going to be used, it seems, to hold down this cable. So this cable will run up the side of the boot, the outside, and you're going to make sure that's all nice and stuck down. So this seems actually pretty involved. So bear with me. We don't want to bend this when we put it in. So I'm going to start now by peeling this up. Okay, that's what it says there. I'm putting this on at the back of the heel. I've got the left foot, which is what I want. And let me just take a closer look at that diagram. So yeah, it seems like I want that to go right up to the end, about there, like that. And that is super sticky. Wow, I can feel that's bonded very effectively. Don't bend it. Place the inserts in the boot. Carefully place them inside each ski boot. Ensure the center position and apply pressure at the heel to fix in place. So I guess I can peel this up. I'm actually now super confused. Remove one side of the semi-transparent backing. Now I did that. Did I remove the wrong side? No, the red tab is not actually sticky, but both sides of the white thing are. You know what it says here? It says, go to getcarv.com and watch the setup video. So let's do that. It says go to getcarv.com, www.getcarv.com /setup video. Okay. And then you get a 404. So I'm literally going to the URL in the document and it's saying that is not where to go. Sorry, it looks like that page is lost. No, it looks like you guys are lost. That's definitely what I typed in. So I'm assuming we can find this somewhere. FAQ. The app, what is the shipping? General? No. Come on, guys. This is Paul. Let me try again. www.getcarv.com. Yeah, that's right. /setup dash. It's clearly a dash. Video. Okay. There's no obvious link on their website telling me where to go to. Let's try the app. I mean, I think the app's going to take me to a download. Yeah. On the Apple Store. I mean, the app looks cool. I can't wait to try it. But where is the setup video? The hardware. Need help with installation. There we go. It's got to be there. It's got to be in here. I know. Let's search the internet. CARV installation guide.
Hey, I'm here to help you set up your new CARV unit. CARV is a revolutionary new digital ski coach that uses pressure and motion sensors in your boot. So start by pulling the liner out of your boot. So you can subtract 10 from the length of each boot. Slip the CARV insert into your boot and check that it fits. Remember to put the correct side in. Putting a left insert into a right-sided boot is not recommended. We designed the inserts to bend, but if you do bend them too much, they may snap. So please be careful.
Good news, it fits.
Once installed, check that the insert sits flat on the bottom of your boot. The bigger an insert you can fit in your boot, the better, because you get better pressure coverage. And
That's a really good fit, so I chose well in terms of measurement.
Slightly too big.
Okay, so this makes sense. I actually did it wrong. Fortunately, for me, it looks like they gave me a bunch of spurs. So you want to take the backing off here. It's going to be sticky. And it actually goes on the bottom of the device. And then I'm going to peel that off later. And the fact it's sticky there will help stick the heel down to the actual boot itself. Let's carry on listening to the video.
You can carefully place the insert into the boot.
Okay, so I've installed the tracker. One thing to note, if you watch the rest of the video, it actually suggests that this, they've learned, might not be the best place to put the tracker, and this really resonates with me because sometimes when I'm getting on the lift, the back of my boot gets squished by the seat and they've had the units get damaged by that pressure. So they're saying it's probably a better idea to move it kind of somewhere around the side. So, oops, careful. So probably maybe over here, say. Then you install the app. So I've got the app, here it is, all ready to go. And it says get set up with CARV. So I'm gonna add a CARV device. I don't need to watch the video, I've done all that, so I'm gonna skip. Authorize CARV to use Bluetooth. Well, you should prompt me for that. Yep, okay. And per tracker. So now I'm going to set up left. Let's make sure I've got my boots the right way around. So this is left, and then apparently we just, I don't know, press per. Do I? Install update. Oh, okay. Ooh, you see that blue flash? So I think it's updating the tracker right now. Starting update, who knows how long this will take, let's find out. Updating firmware, you can see it's gonna take a little while, so I'm gonna fast forward this for you. Beautiful, I guess that's a good sign. So now it's uploading more firmware. I don't know what that means. Gotta say, the app seems pretty well designed. This connection, that purring, was pretty good, although it's still asking me to install update. Okay, so identify, there we go, cool. So that's saying that left is there, and I can press that button, it tells me which one's left. So that's cool in case I disconnect it. So let's set up right, put that one out of the way, bring this one up here, per, okay, install update. That one seems to have a very low battery, so I'm gonna have to charge it pretty quickly. Again, this will update. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with the purring. That's one of the better Bluetooth purring experiences I've had with hardware. So good job on that, CARV. If we could just sort out the little problem with the fact the video doesn't exist in the place it's supposed to be, that would be awesome. Okay, starting update. Is this thing dead? Is it not got battery? Is that why? Yeah, I think it has died. Oh. Set up right. Okay, install update. Operation failed. DFU service not found. Oh no, that doesn't sound good. Fuck. Seems like it can see it, but... So let's pick up where we left off. I started this review of the CARV ski system when I received these devices about a month ago, a month and a half ago maybe, and started to set them up, and then it all just went horribly wrong, and one of the trackers wouldn't work. And it took me about a month, maybe more, of working with the team at CARV to get the tracker fixed. So that was a little bit disappointing. In terms of the reliability of the hardware, there was just some issue. It turns out the way I had to flash it, and you shouldn't do this unless someone at CARV tells you to, was to just touch some metal across these contact points to completely reset the device. And then I had another go and it worked. So, you know, initially the software looks impressive and the purring was kind of good, but I did have some issues. I do have to give a nod of credit to the team at CARV, who were very helpful and help me over email debug it. I mean, I kind of wish they'd just sent me another one. You know, that's the experience I expect from modern e-commerce, and it feels like an alpha product in terms of the experience you'll get from working with the folks, but they are super helpful. They were responsive, even though they're mostly based over in Europe, and we got it working. So that's the start. Now, I've just come back from a day at Stevens. I'm still dressed in my, you know, underlayer, and I've decided that I've used these enough now to kind of give my opinion. And I think it's a kind of tale of missed potential is how I describe CARV at this point. The software is pretty cool. It's fairly nicely designed. The idea is nice, but ultimately there's just too many flaws right now for me to come close to recommending anyone lays out $200 to $300 for these devices. Let me tell you what's kind of cool about it. So one, you know, I get these beautiful reports inside the app. Let me just find one for you now. So here's the CARV app. Here's some skiing I did today. Let's zoom in on that. You can see some of my runs, some of my ski IQ scores. It cleverly actually identifies the name of the runs, sometimes, not always, but sometimes. And so I can go and look at a specific run and look at how good I was on edges, how balanced my edges were in my turns, all this data. So if you're a data junkie, this is great, the balance. Another cool feature it has when you're in record mode are the training sessions, where you can do training for balance, edging, rotary, and pressure. And then there's some different challenges and monitoring, and that works through your Bluetooth headphones. So that's pretty cool. So you can see the potential in the app. It's pretty great, but there's just too many flaws right now. So let's talk through some of those. One, the level of faff is increased. Me personally, I am always trying to optimize for less faff skiing, making it simpler, easier, more convenient. And getting these things charged, plugged in, strapped onto your boot, this thing wrapped around it. Remembering to put the left one and the right one on the right boot, which I've done once or twice now, I've done that wrong. And there's no visual indicator, so I actually wrote with a permanent marker on the back of this left and right, but that's actually come off already. So yep, I'll have to use the identify feature of the app to remind me just before I connect this to the boot. It goes onto the boot, ideally at the back, but not fully back, because that could actually damage on a chairlift is the recommendation. So it goes slightly around to the side. And what I've found is this metal is actually starting to damage the power strap on my boot. So I'm nervous. I have these new boots I just got. I really like them. So it's already causing some pretty nasty wear and tear to my power strap. The other thing is, with these guys on your boot, I can barely get my ski pant over the over the device and the boot. So it's just an extra bit of faff. Not enough to put me off yet, but then when I combine it with some of the other problems that I'm seeing. And the worst thing is that the app's reliability is just pretty poor. So I'll be out skiing, I'm recording a session, I stop for lunch and I see the thing crashed and only recorded 2 of my runs. Now, I've been using an amazing app called Slopes, which cost me $12. This kit cost me $200 on sale on Black Friday. And Slopes is awesome, it's super reliable, it captures all my vertical, my maximum speed. This does the same and more, but if it's not reliable, it doesn't count. It doesn't count for anything. The lessons are good, but they're very sort of dimensional or linear. If you think about it, you're skiing, you have your headphones on, and you get this little ba-ding, like a positive noise when you do a good turn, and a ba-ding when you do a bad turn. So that's neat. But you can only kind of work on one thing at a time. And I got the impression this was going to be like a replacement ski instructor. And my conversation with the ski instructor is he tells me or she tells me what aspect of my skiing I need to be working on. I just kind of find the lessons part of it pretty boring. And there's a lot of potential. I'm sure they'll fix and improve this over time. But right now, it's certainly not very engaging. I don't feel like it's really boosted my skiing. And it's just not a ton of fun. Where I love going out with an instructor who looks at me and knows what I need to work on and has me focus on that. So I wish that was integrated into the app. The other problem is a lot of the data I just showed with you, it's not really obvious how it's actionable. What should I do about it? I really feel like the app could do more in terms of recommendations of what I need to work on. Why is my edging, rotary, blah, 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 not right? Why is this unbalanced? What can I do? Some of the invoice guidance that you get over the lessons is pretty good. It'll tell me try and match an edge or get out of the back seat, that kind of thing. The other thing with the lessons is it's a little bit wonky because I know the data's not super reliable because sometimes I'm just getting on a lift, I'm not making a turn, and I'm hearing that ba-ding noise that means you just made a good turn. Or I'm in pizza joining a chairlift and it's telling me great turn, brilliant turn. I'm not even making a turn. So I'd say it's version 0 point something of this particular piece of software. So not a strong recommendation. Worth a try. It's too much faff. I'm probably not going to use it on every ski trip now. And now I have the downside of I've already put the insert inside my boot and have this wire hanging out. So I'm going to have to find something to do with that because I don't want to remove the insert every time. So it's probably a solid 2.5 stars for CARV from me. Too early. I'll keep an eye on this. I think as the technology evolves and these things get smaller and somehow they're more convenient or more integrated into the boot, and they really work on this kind of training aspect of the app, so it's not so linear and lacks proactivity in telling me what I should work on. So yeah, that's CARV. Maybe you want to try it out. I'd probably save you money right now.